Irish. He was full-blooded Irish, but his mother died when he was young. And his stepmother was a German Catholic. And he said, boy, the religion was important in our family. It was important that they both be Catholic. But these two cultures, German culture and Irish culture, are about as different as they come. And if you know anything about the two of them, that's really true. Irish is very freewheeling and internalizing and things like that, and German is very rigid. What's the impact of being multicultural? First of all, never fitting in wherever you go. In the Mexican group, you're Puerto Rican. In the Puerto Rican group, you're Mexican. And she says, when we go to either Mexico or Puerto Rico, we're the Americans. Always being different. Teresa said she wasn't comfortable with the black kids or in the white suburb. She said, why can't I be just one or the other? And Deanna said, you're not comfortable any place except with other people who are multicultural. They're mixed like me. What's the family's role? The worst problem was when the family ignored it. Karen's father used to say race is no different than, more important than having big ears. Jeanette, who was Irish and Lebanese, her mother would say, just say you're Irish, it's easier. They would never talk about it. But in several families, they talked about it a lot. Sarah's family, for example, remember they were not religious, and they chose not to have her introduced into religion. And her father's family decided she should be baptized. And her mother's family, of course, didn't want her to be baptized. And so the father's family said, and this is true if you know the two cultures, religion always follows the father. In the Christian tradition, that's the way it's supposed to be. In the Jewish tradition, it follows the mother. So the mother's family says, no, it follows the mother. So you got these two families fighting with each other. She should be in our family religion. No, ours. The parents' response says, it's not important anyway, she won't be in either. And the parents took control. It was okay. I think my voice is getting loud. Okay, so families need to talk about it. Parents need to talk about it. Parents need to explain why they were comfortable enough with these different cultures to marry somebody and raise a family with somebody who was different. And that would have helped the kids a lot. A lot of them, like Anita and Vicki, the family had a cafeteria approach to culture. Your culture can be whatever you want it to be. You're my brother, you're my sister, you're my aunt, you're my cousin, or you're my friend. And we'll share each other's cultures. And Anita talked about their monthly brunches on Sunday. And one family would be the host each time. And it was, they just got together and enjoyed being together. And the family relation was very important to these people. The fact that they were different cultures didn't really matter. And like I said, Vicki and her siblings said, oh, we talk every day. That's what we do. These are our relatives. Anyway, so if the focus on what a family has in common, that helps. I haven't mentioned him before. Jeff was from a Jewish Christian marriage, and their family didn't emphasize either religion, but education and politics were very important. Sarah's family was very political, stressed left-wing politics, and Vicki's parents made the comment about, she said her parents were constantly asked if a mixed religion marriage worked. And their answer always was the same. If religion is important to you, don't do it. If religion isn't that important, it really doesn't matter. And I'll even go further and say, in her family, what the kids learned was, especially her and her sister's a devout Catholic, she's a devout Jew, and she says, we defended each other in a non-religious family. Well, the rest of the family thought this was all kind of silly, and I defended her right to be a Catholic, and she defended my right to be a Jew as a practicing person of religion. And so what you defend is the right of the individual to make the choices that they make. And they're awful. Oh, I forgot. Humor. A lot of them talked about how important humor was. One woman called herself, whenever you asked her what she was, she said she's height 67. Learning to like diversity. Derek said, look how many scholarships my kids will qualify for, every ethnic scholarship. He also said he's learned tolerance by virtue of the fact that he was mixed. And Peggy said, my mother would always listen to what other people say and then say, well, other people would think there's something different. Acceptance of people different from yourself.
That's it?
Yeah, thank you. 2 minutes. Let's squeeze something in. Yeah.
You mentioned that some of the individuals with multicultural backgrounds felt comfortable with other individuals or from multicultural, multiracial backgrounds. Did you run into any kind of communities being formed around that sort of concept, like people deciding to get together based on
I haven't
that?
noticed any formal one.
Yeah.
I only know that when they talked to me, they kind of did it informally. They would talk about not joining a group or anything, but they would talk about who their best friends were in different environments.